I said I was going to stop. I wasn't making any more videos. But I said I was coming back, you know. And I'm back by popular demand. By popular demand. Good morning. Good morning.
Brother, the story? Or am I hearing that
wrong? He's confirming that he's phony and that he lies about things.
Head of that doctor's appointment this morning. I had to go to. But I'm coming to y'all this morning. Want to touch on a subject dealing with mothers and daughters. Not so much the fathers and sons. We're going to keep this with mothers and daughters. Because when you're dealing with a mother and a daughter, and you have people that's interfering with a mother and a daughter relationship, that can be detrimental to that child's upbringing. Hey, no, I just left out of the doctor's office. Someone asked me where I got my shirt, and I told them you, and they asked, well, did you work at the other place or whatever? I don't know, girl, but they loving the shirt. They get a chance to see it in person. And anyway, when you're dealing with a daughter and her mother, and you have outsiders interfering, it's detrimental for the child. Whether you know it or not, it is. Now, I was on the phone with a good girlfriend of mine. It's more like a sister yesterday. And I mean, we just having conversation, and some shit kicked off with her and her daughter. Now, I'm on the phone, I'm listening to the whole thing. And, excuse me, y'all. It kind of brought tears to my eyes because I watched this young lady grow up. So I know the situation now. I can come on live and give my input because I've been there. I know I've witnessed. Now, the problem was simply that this little girl feels she's old. She's 17, y'all, and she says she grown. She says she won't live her life, and her mother is stopping her. Now, we all know what kind of life she want to live. She won't live that fast life. She won't go out there talking with the boys and the girls and hanging out, smoking weed and doing this and that. Is not what she come from. So now she fighting her mother. But at the same time, her mother fighting this battle alone because you got people in her ear, her daddy and the family and different people trying to tell her she grown. She don't have to be there if she don't want to. Call the police. Call the police for your mom. Because she don't want to let you go out the door to hang with the nigga around the corner. Or the little girl. And y'all, I'm trying to stop to use that N-word, but it's in my vocabulary. It's same as when I say little girl, it's a grown woman. But this is a little girl at 17. So I'm on the phone and I'm listening. And I'm listening to what the mother's saying. I'm listening to what the daughter's saying. And the daughter had a phone. The mother found had some things on there she didn't like. So she took that phone. Do you know the daddy went and brought an iPhone? Give the little girl an iPhone and tell her, oh, your mama can't touch this because I brought it. And I know he said it because I know what type of man it is, okay? So when she found out that the girl had the phone on the phone, she went in there and she told her, give me your phone. She told her no. She told her, give me the phone. Some kind of way she got the phone from the little girl. Now, mind you, I'm on the phone. I'm listening to this whole little ordeal. I want y'all to know that girl fought her mama for that phone. Her mama called her dad, which is her ex-husband. They have 6 kids together, y'all. Her mama called her dad. Her dad, she explained to her what the situation was, the children being disrespectful, and the girl is trying to fight her. He said to her, well, what's going on in that house? Did she not just explain to you what was going on? And she did. He said, well, she's 17. She grown. You got to realize if she want to leave, she gonna leave. And so she said, well, if she don't have nowhere to go, she won't leave. I'm calling you to ask you to let her know she can't come to your house. Meaning she have to stay right where she is and deal with these rules I have set. You know what he said? Oh, no. Because if she leave, she need to know she have somewhere to go. And she can always come here. Now you fighting. Now he hangs up on her, call the daughter. He tells her to call the police. She did that. Needless to say, when the police came, they was on her side. But I'm saying all this to say, stop that. Stop when you dealing with a woman and y'all have to raise kids together. Stop tearing the woman down. And women don't do it to the man. You don't have to tell that child anything about the mother. You don't have to tell this child anything about his father. They're going to find out and learn on their own. And through the process, she talking and she being strong. And I told her, I said, you don't have to be strong. Because I know where you've been. I know where you're at because I've been there is what I'm saying. My daughter, it was a struggle when she reached that age. Because she want to deal with these girls that can go out and they doing what they want to do. And then again, you feel like because you done had a baby, because she went to the country by her daddy, that's a whole nother story. And she came back with a baby. They called, they want abortions. She not having an abortion. Did somebody rape her, take advantage? No. She knew what she was doing. She have 2 brothers. We done been through this already. We're not going through this. And I was telling her, I've been there because this girl, she messy niecey. And I knew where it came from. It came from the cousins. Because they sit down with their mom talking and discussing what's happening in my house. Because, see, this house supposed to be the party house, the booming house, but everything in this house is good. They go into school. They know how to clean, read, and write. It ain't running up in the streets looking for love that they're not getting at home. And they were raised by the mother, not the grandmother. Because you miss that when these children get in the mother, they have them and they leave them on their mom. No, I raised mine. And she's raising hers. 6 children. And you got a daughter to tell you, she think it's best if she leave. She said, girl, they don't have nothing but wolves out there. The girl told her, well, I'll take my chances getting bit by the wolves. Rather than to stay in here with you and have to go to school, get a job, etc. The things that you're asking of me. I don't want to do this. Because, see, she's a beautiful young lady. And you know when you're beautiful, you get hooked up with the wrong people. They'll ride on that beauty. Y'all don't hear me. They'll ride on that beauty. She'll be the one these niggas giving a pill, giving a journey. They want that body. And once a man gets your mind, they have your body. That's why I say, like with these older men, older boys wanting to talk to the 17 when they 23 and 24, they're raping your baby mind. Once they rape that mind, they got the body. And once they get the body, they got control. Body and mind. Now you become the enemy. And then when they're not around girls who parents or mother raising them, now you got a fight on your hands. Because, see, you are the more, you stand for everything they're against. And I heard the little girl tell her mom last night, nobody else moms does this. Nobody else mom check their phone. Why? They should. You should know who your daughter talking to. You should know who's in her circle. As I was telling you all, you know, when you're dealing with a man and they have the kids, blase, all that. It's good to know. The more you know, the better you are. Yes, it's good to be informed. And I wanted to touch on that just to say, like, lift all these mothers that's out here trying to work, take care of their kids, send them off to school. They don't have no help. No help. You think they have help from family. They don't have family help. They're doing all this on their own. Pray for them. Uplift. When you get up in the morning and you're saying your prayer, say a prayer for these women that's trying to go out here and work and don't have nobody to watch their kids. Because you have the virtual school. So you have to just pray and hope when you cook, leave that food and set up the schedule for today, that's what they're doing. And what she's experiencing, that's not what she wanted to do. So she already know when she leave, this a girl going to try to get out a window, a door, or somebody going to be parked in front of her house to pick her up. And so she made the decision to let her go by her dad. Was that the right decision? Think about it. Because that's the same daddy that wasn't there yesterday that didn't call you to see what you needed for school. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. And that's what men do. They take credit for what we do. I know this girl been raising her kids alone for a long time. And you falling off and you're dropping, and I see y'all coming and y'all going. It's a subject you don't want to hear about. You thought I was here to talk about some more of my business. Harvey business, as I call it, because it ain't nothing but gossip that you all are so interested in. But I'm talking about real shit. I'm talking about how you keep your daughter from these wolves out here. Because I had to save mine. She had everybody in her ear turning her against me. And I knew it. And I knew exactly the ones that was saying it. And the side of the family it was coming from. Because they wasn't raised by no strong women. I know them. They wasn't taught. Not what I was teaching her. You go and come as you please? Hell no. No, you don't. Not in my house. No. But that's what they can do. Or go by grandma's house. Because grandma halfway watching you. See, the difference was my mom babysit. She didn't raise my kids. They weren't raised by the mother. And yes, I'm talking about family members. Because I only talk about what I know about. So I only talk about what I could back up. Fact. And these are the facts. They tried to rob my daughter from me. Yeah. A lot of things going on. My daughter didn't tell me. Then you got them that, oh, they know the brothers. They didn't know she had a sister. Well, if you knew the brothers and you didn't know they had a sister, you don't know the family. Because I ain't never hid her from nobody. Or maybe you didn't know because she wasn't running out there in the streets with y'all. Oh, but trust me, I know she did some running. I know she did some sneaking around. Obviously, nobody knows what they're doing all the time. You know? But if you do know or you do see somebody, child, somewhere you know they shouldn't be, tell them. Don't worry about they going to get mad and all this. They're going to appreciate it in the long run. I'm looking at my eye. I didn't know it was like. They're going to appreciate it. Because my daughter right now, we have a beautiful relationship. And she came to me and told me she realized what it was. She wanted me to be her friend and I was being her mother. And that's the exact same thing my girlfriend said. You're not my friend. You my daughter. And I'm not going to sit in this house and make pretend we friends to get along or to play favors. So, oh, you'll like me more than your daddy. Because when you get over there, you're going to find out. And nothing like mama, baby. Nothing like home. You don't put yourself in that situation if you don't have to be in that situation. But see, she thinks she have to be. Because she want to be a follower. Though she come from a born leader. And your children become followers because you let everybody get in their ear. You're scared to tip the scale. You're scared that they're not going to like you more than what they like their dad. And who are their daddies? And see, I'm not talking to you all with the good families. I got brothers, you know, doing their thing with their families. I'm not talking to you all. I'm only talking to the ones that can identify to what I'm saying. And I'm only talking about girls. Because girls are different than boys. Girls will cut you like a knife. You know, we say things that's very, very hurtful because we're trying to hurt you. And, excuse me. I'm talking about this because I was hurt. I wanted to cry, but I didn't want to do that. And, you know, I'm on the phone and she's already trying to be strong. But then one of her kids said to her, he said, Mama, I've never seen you like this. I've never seen you crying or expressing your feelings like this. He didn't understand. That's the only girl. That's the sister. You know, she don't have other than that one girl. And I don't know if she caught on what he said. I went through this. You didn't cry when I got ready to leave. It's different. It's different from a boy than a girl, and it's different. We as women trying to raise a boy, we don't realize that letting you go may be the biggest mistake because we think if you get to your father, then maybe he gonna teach you something more about being a man than when I can teach it because you're fighting me tooth and nails, and we know at some point we have to give up. See, I was blessed to have a brother, Byron Henry, Alvin Henry, Devin Olton, Quan Henry, and I could call my brothers and I can ask them questions as they will call and ask me things about the kids. But when I was dealing with my boys, I would have to call and I would ask, I'd come and get them. Because I'm about to kill one of them in here. Because they're going to try you, but they're not going to try you like that girl. That girl going to hit you here. She going to say some hateful shit. And I'm telling you, don't take it personal. It's not personal. It's the streets calling them. And if you let them go, they coming back with that baby. I don't care what you say, she ain't coming back. Or she gonna be pregnant. Yes, she is. And she coming right back to you with that baby. Because see that daddy that told her, she called the police and she's 17, she don't need to be there. He don't want her there with no baby. He ain't gonna accept, he ain't gonna be able to handle that. And that woman he got, what she need with another baby coming in her house? You better think. Think. Because instead of going against the grain, he should have got his happy ass in that car, went over there, sit that little girl down and explained to her how she wasn't a woman and how she didn't need to live her life. What life she have, y'all, at 17? You go to the movies, that's closed. Your mama doing you a favor. Plus all this corona going around out here. You going sitting in somebody's house, somebody else sitting in that house. A whole bunch of y'all sitting in their house. Ain't nobody protecting themselves from the virus. You don't know where this person been or where that person was. You don't. And what she did was nothing wrong. But where I have a problem, when a man can tell his child to call the police on their mother, is that bad? How it get to be that bad? And see, right now she young and she don't realize she done called the police on her mom. Because that's what her daddy told her to do. So your daddy told you call the police, you call the police, police came, police tell you just what your mama tell you, you're not grown. He tell her, you're going to be back in a couple of days. You're not going to be back in a couple of days because in a couple of days you're going to be in the car riding with the boy you're trying to get out the house to get to. Because he's probably closer to your daddy than he is to where you're at. And when that play out, and then it may not, who knows. But it will. It always do. Because you got to realize this man has already established himself with another woman. And their family. And I don't care how much they pretend and they tell you, oh, we one family, you welcome. No, you're not. Because see, your daddy playing daddy to somebody else. And when you get in that house and you think you're going to get all that attention from your daddy, you're not. Because he already been giving her attention in that house. So he got to do the same thing he was doing before you got there to your daddy house. And I'm hoping somebody show her this live, you know, so she can really listen to what I'm saying and just think about the things you were saying and how you were acting towards your mom. The woman that sacrificed everything and took care of you. And that's another thing what our kids fail to realize. Daddies don't make as many sacrifices as a mother. And again, I'm talking from my situation. So if you and your husband and this man been making sacrifices, woo, woo, woo for you. I'm not talking to you. I can only speak upon what I have experienced, okay? And in my experience, none of my in-laws, none. See, I called them one time for anything for mine except when Katrina came. I called my sister-in-law in Faraday. And I asked her could my daughter come there. Because we was going to be going to hotels and I wanted her to be in one spot grounded and register for school. And that's the only time I ever called and asked them for anything. And it was no problem. Sure. And that's where she went. That's why I sent her to her aunt. Because, see, she had raised girls, so she knew what I was going through. And she knew how to handle that because Katrina came busted open, you know. I had to split from her for a while, but I got my baby back, you know. That's needless to say. Back pregnant. But she didn't get pregnant in her auntie house. See, she went to her daddy's house and got that baby. Again, she went to her father's house. Because you there with somebody don't give a damn about you and he ain't there. Right? That's what they wanted to do. They wanted you to do just what you did, but they thought that was going to stop something. It ain't stop nothing. Because when I tell you she's flourishing, she's doing good. She's doing so good, people want to mimic her. Now watch, they going to get mad. She went to dental school, the little girl went to dental school. She go to pharmacy tech, the little girl want to be a pharmacy tech. Glad you found out what you wanted to do with yourself, baby. I'm glad my daughter found out what she wanted to do and chased the dream, got it and done it, and she doing all right, you know, taking care of her own. And if she couldn't take care of her own, she knows she got a mama with a backbone that's going to do it for her. I got her back. I always had her back. But it's easier now because she know. Because she's grown, you know, and she have those kids. And she realized now the sacrifices and the struggles I had to go through. And when you say sacrifice and struggles, that don't mean you're looking for food. Or you don't have no money in your pocket. Or no shoes to put on your feet. That's not what that means. The struggle is the mentality that you're going through with your in your house with your kids and other kids and these kids. I always had a house full of kids, a clean house full of kids, huh? You know, but when you're dealing with a mentality of every child's state of mind is different, all these personalities are different. Now, I'm going back to what we were originally talking about. I'm in a parking lot, y'all, at Metacrest. And, you know, people looking like, But I'm going back to what I was saying. Now, this child, she gone. She with the daddy. I don't want to lose focus on where I'm at. I guarantee you, in 2 weeks, she going to be calling. Because she going to need something. Hair done. Personal hygiene, whatever. Something this man have no idea of how to do, what to do. And that woman, she ain't gonna do it. She done it already. Nobody want to raise somebody else, grown children. You already coming through the door with the attitude. And how, if you can't respect your mama, how you gonna respect this other woman that your daddy have? And I don't have nothing against the woman. People supposed to move on and live their life. Shit, she living her life with children, taking care of children. Being tied down with children. Because a man can leave and go do what he want to do. And some women do it too. But most often you find a man that does it. And I want to say to my friend, I don't know if you're looking your own life or whatever, you know. But you keep your head up. Keep your head up. Don't give up. Never give up on your kids. Because I didn't give up on my daughter. And I have 2 grandchildren now. And I love them boys to death as I love her. And you heard me tell you, she's grounded now. And all they did to try to turn her against me, I never fooled. I never made pretend, oh girl, you my friend. Hell no. I'll tell in a minute when you go be with them. Oh yeah, that's right, they don't have nowhere to go. Their mama don't have nowhere for them to go. So where you gonna go at with them? But to send somebody else's house and talk, right? And this woman she just was trying to avoid all of that, and it just touched me to just witness this situation. Like, I'm on the phone, and I'm like, wow, I got a topic for tomorrow. Yeah. And I know when I got old, I apologized to my mother, because I know I was a difficult child. But I was made to be difficult by the people that was around me. See, that was the family that I'm not getting into, but I'm only saying I've really been alone. Yeah. People can make it, people can break it, but the Lord keep you. And he's so fit to keep an old wretched like me here. Not only did he keep me here, he kept me with a sound mind. And then some of y'all know, oh, this happened, that. Yeah, that did happen. But you don't know the situation of when it happened. And y'all, when I'm saying that happening, talking about me, I'm speaking on me. I don't even know quite how to say. I would say I took some medicine, took a little bit too much. I ain't won't be here no more. That's how hard the pressure had got. But the Lord ain't take me nowhere. I'm still here testifying, giving y'all my testimony. That was something that I did, and I thank God that I didn't go through. And I went through with it, but you know, you go to the hospital, they pump you and they do all these things. But that was because I was broken. My soul, my spirit, my heart, my everything. I'm trying to figure out why I'm always giving and doing for everybody, but they always kicking me in my ass. Who gonna have my back? But you don't have to look for it in a man or a woman that's walking. Because then I just got closer with my faith. That's when I start praying for real. Not the play praying, but the real praying. Asking God to show and reveal things to me so I can understand what I'm doing that's attracting these people to come to me. And that's another thing you got to realize. You attract the people that come in your life. Yes, you do. Excuse me. And he showed me that. He showed me how to get with the get right. Showed me how to be more patient and how to talk to my children and not at my children. Because you see, when they grown, it's a different way to communicate than when they're young. You got to accept their growth as they have to accept you trying. You know, everybody not going to have everything all the time. I have to go because right now I'm getting very emotional. And that's one thing, y'all. I cry like a baby, as bad as, I cry. And I'm thinking about some things right now, just coming through you from life. See, that is how real this really is for me. A lot of y'all taking it as, oh, she coming on with this mess and this bullshit. No, it's really not. Listen to what I'm saying and you'll realize you done been there, or you know somebody that done been there. And I have to go. And I may come back later today, and just like I may not, I'll come back tomorrow. I have a problem with this thing right here. And I love y'all. Today is Wednesday, another great day to get started living life. And live your life to the fullest. Don't worry about what the other people say. You do you. And keep a little extra praying for those that have a lot to say. I told y'all that yesterday. Pray for the ones that talk about you. Pray for the ones that talk about everybody but themselves. Pray for the ones that's going to take this video and make mess. Just pray for everybody. I do. I really do. And I'm going, y'all, because if I start talking, I'm going to start crying again because I got some mental shit going on in my mind right now. And I didn't expect to go on and say as much as I said with this conversation on where I was at that time in my life. So I really have to go. Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody this morning? Weather a little nasty out there. We still dealing with this storm. I know I left things a little rocky yesterday with my life. But that was because, it was so personal and it hit me so hard. I've never discussed my incident about, going in the hospital and I'm going to just call it what it is, attempting suicide. And I've never used that word before. Never. And I was afraid, like kind of nervous to come back because, like I say, you deal with a lot of judging. But it was important for me to come back to let you all know the update on the child. Well, my girlfriend, she came over yesterday and we had us a real good sit-down talk. And she's aware that I'm making the videos and sharing this story with everybody. She's aware of it. Right? Good morning, everyone. So, she came over, we talked, and she said, she was on live when I was discussing it, and she said, she said, you touched me and you brought tears to my eyes. She said, I knew I was on the phone with the right person when I was on the phone with you. Meaning she knew I was there listening, but I wasn't judging on what was going on. Because I told you all, we've been friends. We've been friends since before Katrina. Although I'm a little older than what she is. And we've been running in. I've been giving advice and also receiving the advice. But to know that you have somebody on your team. To know that you have somebody that understands what you're going through and what you are saying. To know that you dealing with somebody who's also felt like the enemy. Because, that's what she felt like. She was the enemy in her own house. All right? So we went on and we went discussing and then it got real. And I had to tell her now, sister. Then also her boys came over, my kids came over. We all just sit down and we talked in 2 different sessions, right? Because when I talked with her and her kids, my kids were gone. And I can talk to them because I missed my calling a long time ago. I should have been a counselor. I'm not tooting my own horn. A lot of my friends come to me and we talk. And I give them how I feel, or, my perceptions of things. Because I can only speak, like I tell y'all, from my experience and what I know. So as we was talking, I let her know, I say, now, you done sent this girl out here to her daddy. And I understand why, that was something that had to be done. And I told her, I said, but you know one thing. You didn't prepare her. Good morning, baby. You didn't prepare her for this world. And what I mean, you didn't prepare her. You loved on her. You protect her. You raised her as the young lady. But she have no experience in dealing with this world because you sheltered her in the house. See, that's why she fighting to get out. That's why she thinks she missing something, because she haven't had a chance to get out there and experience things other than with the family. Because you've been afraid to lose her, or you afraid she gonna make some of them same mistakes you made, we've made, women just period. So you sheltered her. Now you have to deal with, like I told her, the consequences. Which means parenting never came with instructions. None of us know how to be the perfect parent. There is no such thing. We only know what we've been taught and then what we catch up along the way. And we all make mistakes. But what I was saying to her, it wasn't a mistake to shelter your child because that's all you knew. You were sheltered as a child. And I'm saying this to her and her older kids, they're there that's out on their own. And I told her, I said, now it's time for you to soften up. You don't have to be so hard. You can let them see you cry. You don't have to be the mom and the daddy because they know they daddy. I never said they didn't know their father. I never said he wasn't in their life. I just said he was half-baked. And he gave some wrong advice with that situation. Not saying everything he did in life was wrong with these kids. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying they should have been a team at that time. And they weren't. So I told her, I said, when she called, you might get that phone call and nobody saying nothing on the other end, but you need to say, come home. Where you at? I'm coming get you. Make sure she know the lines of communication. Keep them open. Make sure she know she can come home. Make sure she don't get out there and be too afraid to come home because you cold. You stoned. You like ice. She's afraid to come because she think you going to judge her. Let her know it's okay to come home, and you don't have to tell me what you've been through out there because she going to go through some things if she don't come home within this next month. I know it. It's inedible. Because see, when I told y'all she was a beautiful girl, she's a beautiful girl. All our daughters are beautiful. But some are more have more outer beauty than inner beauty. And that's just what happened. She never knew probably how beautiful she was, so she going to school with people her age. That's the only time she really gets to interact with other guys and girls outside of the family because they're a big family and they're close-knit and they stay in that circle. And while staying in that circle, she found out there's more out there because your cousins talk and they dating. They out there, they living their life, they having fun. So, hey, I want to do this too. And it's going to be cold, it's going to be hard, but we're going to keep our prayers and our hearts open. And we're going to pray for this child. Because that's who needs the prayers. Now, my girlfriend need prayer too. She do. Because I'm sure when she left me and went home and was thinking, and we had a lot of running in here. We were talking, going on with the past. And now she home for the first night, the second night, without her daughter. And your daughter is your friend, your best friend, your good friend. Whether they want to be or not, they play that role. Because a lot of times, that's all we have, our kids, to talk to. You find yourself in the house with kids talking, you never really interact with adults because you're playing a role, not playing a role, you're being a mother. That's all you know how to be. Right? I mean, I remember one time in my life, I didn't even know the songs that was on the radio. I wasn't even listening to the music because I was so broken, I didn't want to hear the shit. It depressed me. It brought back memories. Like when I hopped off yesterday, y'all, I hopped off. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, now when I went out there, it was a cold world. Now think about today what this little girl going to have to go through. And I went to thinking about she could be, sex trafficking, or them boys, these older men get with her, they have it, then the friend have it, the next one have it, now she walking around shame. Not saying that it's happening. These are the things that was running through my mind on what could happen. Because like I know, shit is so easy to get into and so hard to come away from. And people don't like to tell you when things are going on because, that's mess, that's gossip, and you in their business. And I've been in their business a long time. I mean, we was actually sitting here, y'all. Let me tell you a story. It's funny when it's about their family. Dan said, well, she always used to broil crawfish. We always was going to the house. She always doing something. So one day I went around there a little early before the festivities started. And she had a white girl in the house washing clothes. And when I came in, I said, who that is? She said, that's such and such, one of her sister friends. I said, well, why she at your house and not around the corner by your mom? She said, because she needed to wash her clothes. I said, wash her clothes? Girl, if you don't get that girl out your house talking about washing her clothes, you want to leave a pair of underwear in the dryer for your man that's sitting here watching her with them little shorts up her ass, bending all over in your house. You in the kitchen. You ain't paying attention. He got mad. Oh, I'm messy. I ain't no good. Right? But y'all know, mess started. May not have been with her husband, might have been with one of her other sister men, but just as I said, it was the bullshit. Right? So a couple of days after that, some mess kicked off. I'm to blame, though. Because I said this before it happened. So we done took the cell phone and put the cell phone on record and put in under the seat in the car because they about to go take a ride. Now, they in the car riding, they dragging for their wives, the two men that was in the car. And then they start talking about me. It ain't none of my business. But why I'm in their business? Because I told her to get this girl out her house. Because at the same time, you know what these men around y'all attracted to. Y'all know they like these women you're bringing in your house. So why you bring that to your house? Needless to say, they still are no privacy to this live that we actually did that and recorded the conversation. So needless to say, I'm just saying that's just one incident that happened years ago. But that's how long I've been involved in the family. And as we talk, I told those brothers, I said, now it's your turn. You have to go look out for your little sister. You have to make them pop-ups by your dad. You have to make sure she all right. You have to make sure you guarding. You doing what your mama did and can't do now. Because y'all know the situation in their house is loose. That's why she won't be in their house, because she feels she going to go ripping and running. She going to do what she want to do. And all I ask my girlfriend, keep the lines of communication open. Let that baby know you can come home whenever you get ready. And I say to the sisters and the cousins, when she come knock at your door, you send her home. Because you know where she at. She ain't going to be there too long. Send her home to her mother. And when she come home, you sit down, you talk. Not at her, but with her. And you explain to her that that was something she had to go out there and figure out for herself. And you hope she ain't too damaged from what she had to do or the experience. Because I'm telling you, it never fails. Some things have to happen. We just have to go through those things in life. Like when I told you I was broken. And as I said on the top of the video, that's something I've never shared. Never wanted to sit down and discuss. But who knows, maybe somebody needed to hear it. Needed to know. Am I perfect? No. Not always the strongest one. But when you dealing with so much friction and tension around you, when you in a battle and you feel like you fighting alone, nobody understand what you're trying to say. And I didn't even realize I had called my brother, told him how I was feeling, Byron. Wrote a note. And I'm in my inner mind, obviously, because I don't remember doing all this. But here come the ambulance, I'm getting in the tub. Because I'm getting in the tub, and in my mind, I'm going to just go down. Because I know where my mind was. It was on giving up. Because of the things that's going around, the things that's happening around you. You know. And that's why I'm talking with my girlfriend, and I'm letting her know you don't give up. And don't worry about what they gonna say. And that I made a mistake and called the name out, because some of you knew yesterday who I was, referring to. And that's okay. She's not ashamed. She's giving me permission. It's okay to share her story, because it may help somebody. It may help some single woman out there right now dealing with her daughter feeling alone, thinking she the only one that's trying to nail the door shut and getting kicked from the top of the head to the bottom of the feet because the child want to go out there and be in the street. Because at a certain age, girl or boy, the streets start calling them. But what you need to do, you need to prepare them for the street. Now, I'm not saying let them go wild. What I mean is let them experience things outside of your realm, outside of your home, outside of the people you be with. Let them have their own identity. Let them find out who they are while they're home. Because all it takes is to let them go out, take a little ride. Have faith in what you instilled in them. Have faith to know that I raised her. I gave her the values. Yeah, that's my dresser. I gave her the values. I taught her right from wrong. And see what she gonna do when she get out there. Or what he gonna do when he get out there. But we talking about young ladies. We talking about young ladies that fall in love with the dream. Or what they think is out there waiting for them. Because everybody think they different from the other one. And because you went through it, they don't have to go through it. But that's a lie. Because I'm more than sure before I went through what I went through, somebody in my family close had been going through the same thing. Or maybe not, because they was putting me through hell. Trying to divide. But it's not about that. This is about young women. Saving our young women. And when I told her how much love it was received from me sharing and saying what happened, she kind of, let out. Oh. Because you're not alone. You're really not. And it's not just me that sympathize, which is hundreds of people that feel you. It's hundreds of women that's right there where you are right now needing a friend like Miss Niecy. To let them know it's okay. They gonna leave, they gonna want to leave. But what I'm telling you now, it's a better way for them to leave. They can get out your house without feeling to believe they got to get out your house and run into a man zone. If you give them a little freedom. You can't worry about how fine and how pretty she is. Let her be fine and pretty with a mind. With a mind that was started at home. Use her brothers. And if they don't have brothers, use the uncles, because I'm more than sure they have them, for an example. Same way your brother's treating these women. The same way your daddy treating me. It's the same way you gonna get treated. We all go through it. You either gonna be strong, survive, or you gonna fold, break, and try to do some crazy shit like I did, or really do it. you know, or like I say, run into the arms of the enemy. Because a lot of these young men, that's all they're looking for. That's all they want is these little girls to run and do what they can't do. Girl, ain't nothing wrong with you going over there, going out with him. You know you my girl, you my number one, but I got another one around the corner. She number one too. But if you let her know at home, you don't play number one, number two. Never. She won't accept that. But if you keep them at home and they don't know nothing but what you teaching them, well then what this man telling them, that's real. Because ain't nobody ever came to him and talked to him like that. And see, some of your mothers, you get on the level with your children with these men. What the hell you doing going out on a date with your daughter and some man? What the hell you doing introducing your daughter to a man? Well, I'm attractive and everything, a very nice looking woman, and I work in these stores and gas stations, and men find me attractive, and they had this one young man came in, very nice young man, and he was like, oh, you're so pretty, da. And I told him I had a daughter, and I introduced him to my daughter. It didn't work out, they all just, probably spoke and whatever, but I'm just saying, I have done that. But that was a young man, her age, working, that I knew had something going for himself. Manable. Knew how to finesse an old woman like me, so he was going to be all right. She was going to be all right with him. He was raised right. See, some of them, when you get them, they're raised right. Because they already know how to treat a woman. And some of them, they raised right, but they don't know how to treat a woman because their daddy never treated their mama with respect. Right? Don't take it personal. Some of y'all been with these same men 30 years and been being cheated on for 25. But you got the perfect marriage. That's your husband. And it's all good. If you can live with it, you can deal with it. Hey, baby, more power to you, because some of them do come in. Some of them never come in. But always remember, your son's sitting there watching that. Your daughters are sitting there watching that. And you know what happened? Your daughters get with the same type of man that was raised up in the house with. Y'all don't hear me. Your daughters get with the same type of man they were raised up in the house with. And right there, I'm talking from experience. Because you see, now I'm going to say this. I don't care who get offended. I'm talking again about my life. That's all I can talk about. Facts. See, my daddy, Nicolai, Alvin Henry, he thought it was cool. It was nice. That made him a man to have two families, two sets of children. Good thing we had mothers with sense. You can't give this man credit for raising two families. Who can do this? Somebody gonna fall short somewhere. It's all in what you accept. Now, I have brothers, outstanding men, but they was raised by strong women. And I say women because I have two brothers with my mother, and I have two brothers with my dad's ex-wife. And they both did what they had to do with their children. Those two older boys, you would think they was raised by the same woman. Those two younger boys, you would think they were raised by the same woman. Yes. That man can't take credit for that. You know why I know? Because I was there. See, I could say that because that was my daddy. See, the aunties, the cousins, they thought that was cute. Yeah, Alvin, yeah, that's the man. He got it going on. When he damaging these children, he damaging these girls. Yes. That's how it is. That's just a fact. When you allow a man to treat you any kind of way, you setting it up for your daughter to feel like that's the way it is. That's how it go. Yeah, she only have what she looking at. This boy only have what he looking at. That's why I can tell you things are installed or inherited from the father, because ain't nobody was in my house beating me down, fighting me. Not at the age where they could remember. See? But that don't mean they didn't go through it. A family, you know, dealing in young. These girls didn't have to go through it. And again, I'm not exposing or trying to put nobody's business out there. I'm speaking from me, my experience. Yes. And I'm trying to let you mothers know it's a better way. It's an easier way. You don't have to shelter anybody. You just do your job as a parent. You raise them. If they have a dance at the school, you know, when they open, I'll experience that. They need to know other people. Again, they need to know other people. Because if they find out early how people really mess over you, some of that shit you go through, you won't have to. But then if you think it's cool for this to happen, well, then you're going to continue living and being fucked over. I didn't want to curse this morning. Trying not to, y'all. Sorry about that. And then you have the mother. She not talking to her daughter. Or you have the daughter that's not talking to the mother. And I want to tell you something. It's not always the child. You got some mothers out here that keep up a lot of confusion amongst their kids. Yes. The kids can't get along because the mama on the phone. This one didn't do that. This one said that, bang. Now they're not talking. They don't get along. Siblings. And then instead of you changing and improving it, you do the same thing with yours. Push them away. Once you raise a child, you let them go. And as I said, you keep that door open, keep the lines of communication open. We're not supposed to agree with everything they do. But it's not supposed to be you so upset because they're not doing what you want. You don't want to talk to your own child. Your daughter especially. Because when she don't have you, you know she looking for a mama, right? Although she been raised in a house with one. She out there looking for a mother. Now she gonna find a street woman. She gonna find a woman. Give me a minute. I'm on live, darling.
Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Check your cup.
All right. Thank you. You gonna find a woman that's gonna tell you shit that your mama didn't tell you that you wish you would have got from there, right? And that woman, old as she is, she gonna use your daughter too. She gonna use her youth and her beauty to get what she won't get, because if she out there and she ain't telling the baby go home, talk to your mama, come on in here, she ain't right. But your daughter don't know she ain't right because you done pushed her out there. You done made her feel to believe she can't express to be who she is because you don't like what she doing. You don't like who she talking to. And when as far as them little boys go, they gonna leave. They gonna go fight hard enough. They don't want to deal with you. So they gonna leave. You ain't gonna have to worry about, oh, she around the corner with such and such, and I already told her no. She gonna get tired of going around that corner. Believe me. Everything works out in time. But everything takes time. Nothing happens overnight. This is why I'm telling my girlfriend, keep the lines of communication open. Make sure her siblings going talking to her. Make sure her siblings telling her, call mama. Make sure you call her. You don't have to wait for her to call you. Call her. Make that call. Be the first one to break the barrel, the little line y'all done put up because you're mad, you're playing mad, or whatever's going on. You don't have to be. Just because she over there don't mean we don't have to talk. Let's talk every morning. I won't call you and let you know I love you. And I hope you have a great day. Even if that's all. And then, you're moving on. But at least she know mama thinking about me. If I need to call mama, I can. If I need to go home, I can go home. Well, she can come home whether you talk to her every day or not. I know that. But I'm only saying it's hard. When you feel you coming back to the same thing, it's hard. Take this as a learning lesson. Take this and know where I need to sit down where I thought she got it. She didn't. So I need to sit down and evaluate this and find out how we can communicate better. And today is Wednesday, a Thursday. It's a good day. It's a day to pray for everybody. Pray for the ones that love you. Pray for the ones that talk about you. Pray for the ones that despite how you treat them, they still run, talk, and treat you any kind of way. And pray for the ones that's going to take this video and make mess. I love y'all, and y'all have a good day. I said I was going to stop. I wasn't making any more videos. But I said I was coming back. And I'm back by popular demand.